let's see, we have 3 trustees present. We have 3 trustees on the phone, and we have President Razak who will be delayed. Otherwise, everybody is accounted for. Has it been posted? Yes. Thank you. Item number 4, special order of business. Consider resolution 2020-07 authorizing the issuance and sale of the $3,590,000 general obligation refunding bonds, series 2020A. I believe we have the updated documents with the actual numbers in front of us. And they were sent to us this afternoon, and I will hand it over to Director Emanuelson to update us on this transaction.
Yeah, I'll keep this very brief. We did proceed with our bond sale today and pretty much had favorable results. One was a little better than we had initially projected, one was a little worse. Based against the estimates from the February 16th meeting, we were hoping to realize $209,637 in savings by going through these refundings. The finals came in at $193,266. So I'm pleased to bring to you these 2 resolutions to approve and award those bond bids and save the village nearly $200,000 over the next 5 years in debt service payments.
That's good news. I'll open it up. Is there any discussion from the trustees at this time?
I'll make a motion, I just gotta find out. Move to approve resolution 2020-07, authorizing the issuance and sale, what? Just read these.
Just read, the wording is slightly different from the final memos. Just the headings, yeah.
Moving to approve resolution 2020-07, authorizing the issuance and sale of $3,540,000.00 in general obligation refunding bonds, series 2020A.
Second. Any discussion? Anyone on the phone?
Yep, no. Nothing for me.
All right, anyone in the audience? Okay, anyone speakers?
Roll call.
Okay, this will be a roll call vote. You can vote.
Sure. Trustee Menta?
Aye.
Trustee Backhorst?
Yes.
Trustee McKay?
Yes.
Trustee Warren?
Aye.
Trustee Carpenter?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Motion carries.
You?
I'll move resolution 2020-08, authorizing the issuance and sale of $770,000.00 in taxable general obligation refunding bonds, series 2020B.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Trustee Menta?
Aye.
Trustee Backhorst?
Yes.
Trustee McKay?
Yes.
Trustee Warren?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenter?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. All right, moving on, we took 4A and 4B. Item number 5, consent agenda items. Items under the consent agenda may be acted upon by one motion. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the second.
Okay, so that was Trustee Carpenter, seconded by Trustee Marr?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion?
I'd like to pull 5B.
D as in dog?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone on the phone want to pull anything from the consent agenda?
No.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
Okay. Is there a motion to
Yes.
approve the consent agenda minus item D? So,
I move to approve the consent agenda minus the item removed.
okay. So that's,
Second.
okay, Trustee Marr first, Trustee Warren second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Moving on, item 6, items removed from the consent agenda. We'll take item 5D, consider memorandum of understanding with the Shorewood School District for crossing guard services. Trustee Menta.
Yeah, on the first page of this memorandum, it says term. This MOU shall commence on July 1, 2020. So I'd like it to either say September or July. One or the other, because I don't know what September, July is.
Here, you catch, we can delete the September.
Thank you. I'll move approval of memorandum of understanding by and between the Village of Shorewood and the Shorewood School District as to crossing guard services.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Trustee Morris can have the second.
Second.
Any discussion? Trustee Bachhorst?
I'll vote for this, but I would like us in the future to reconsider our shared services with the school district and so much return back to the village funding them. But I will vote for it tonight to move it on.
Okay, duly noted. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes 6-0. Item 7, public hearings, there are none this evening. Item 8, citizens to be heard. This item is for matters not on the agenda. Discussion may follow, comments on non-agenda items, or discussion and action may come at future meetings. I believe we have 2 residents who would like to be heard this evening.
Yeah, can I just stand here? Donna Pollock, 4395 North Alpine. I would like to ask that the trustees reconsider the vote that was taken regarding the smoking ban on Atwater Beach for several reasons. Number one, the North Shore Health Department, the Parks Commission, the Conservation Committee, and the survey that all the residents did overwhelmingly support no smoking on that beach. In Milwaukee County in 2010, I think, was when we instituted the ban at restaurants, hospitals, businesses. There's nothing better for our community than to take a position on no smoking. It has nothing to do with race or economic status. What it has to do is doing the right thing. And this village needs to do the right thing. So, no smoking is the only solution for Atwater. There isn't any beach left. If I was just there today, the beach is shrinking rapidly. You can't put a little area, unbelievable. You can't put in incremental measures and just have a designated area. It won't work. People are not going to be able to enforce something like that. There's no room even for vendors down there. I don't know how that's going to be handled. But as far as smoking, and then enforcement of the no smoking ban should certainly be done initially by warnings. If we notify the media, if we put signage up, I think that would be a solution to that issue. But doing it incrementally won't solve the problem. And anybody that's done any cleanup on that beach knows how many buckets you get. Cigarette butts, cigarillo, those little cigarillo tips are all over. And so I think that I would ask that the board members, the trustees, would bring a motion forward to reconsider that vote. I appreciate your time and consideration.
Okay, that's fine. Can I call you back in a half hour, Chris?
Did Jenny also want to speak?
I don't.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Chris. Hang on. Jennifer Cooney-Pulpus, 4331 North Alpine Avenue. I just want to second everything that Donna said. And everyone I've spoken to in the village is against this. So I really would like the village board to reconsider its vote and do as the residents are requesting.
Leave it up?
Chris? Okay.
Okay, close that item and move on to new business, item 9A. Consider Southeast Area Combined Sewer Improvement Design Engineer. I believe President Rozak made a special request that she wanted to be in the meeting for this, so
Just ask for the calling number.
maybe we'll wait a moment.
Trustee McKay,
Yes.
So are we just pausing on the agenda, or is, I know she wanted to be here for the discussion on the design engineering. I heard that she was on the ICC call, is that correct?
Yeah, Rebecca said that President Rozak just asked for the call-in number, so perhaps she's able to join us, so I thought I would just pause momentarily, but if there is
Okay.
yeah, so thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I understood what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Another idea is that we could move this item to after 9B and C.
Hi.
Oh, is that Allison?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Allison.
Hi.
Hi.
Perfect timing.
Sorry.
Great, we just got to item 9A, consider Southeast Area Combined Sewer Improvement. And we knew that you wanted to be a part of that, so glad you're on the call. So I'm gonna hand this over. I mean, it's before us. There is a memo in our packet summarizing the process that was gone through with the RFP and reviewing the proposals and the interview process, second interviews, and then the recommendation coming out of committee, I guess. Oh, Trustee Menta, you're the chair of Public Works, so you can.
No, I'm not the chair, but I
Oh,
was.
Trustee Meyer.
Oh, Trustee Meyer, sorry.
Right.
Trustee Meyer,
Yeah,
you
at
can
our
summarize.
last meeting, the Public Works Committee met with Leanne Bushlick, the Assistant DPW Director, Joe, and Rebecca Ewald, who also participated in the search committee, was at the committee meeting. The committee received the report, reviewed it, questioned the participants in the committee. President Rozak was not able to attend the committee meeting. The committee did recommend 3-0 that the engineering contract be awarded to Strand and Associates for the southeast area combined sewer improvements. There was approximately $300,000 difference between Strand Associates, the low bidder, and CD and Smith. The other bidder that the committee thought would be the second runner-up for the award. President Rozak, who can articulate her own reasons, did not concur with the committee, the selection committee persons. Joel, the assistant DPW director, also had some items or concerns about Strand, but the committee did proceed to recommend Strand and Associates, feeling that the differential between the two engineering firms did not warrant the $300,000 additional cost for CD and Smith. So that is the recommendation from now the committee to the board.
Okay. I would like to open this item up for discussion, and I guess I'm going to suggest that, Trustee Menta? Okay. I'm going to suggest that we go around and hear from anyone who would like to speak one time, and then see if there's a motion to put on the floor, and then proceed from there. So I don't know, President Rozak, you usually go last, and you can do that, but since you're in opposition, perhaps you would like to go first.
just because I was on the selection committee. I take issue with the memo on 3 points. I did have a chance to speak with Director Manuelson, who was part of the selection committee, and the main concern that I have is that we spent all the time together interviewing, and then the decision and the recommendation that I believed we came to conclusion was we're going to let the board decide and not make a recommendation. We were split on the vote in our committee. It was 3-2, me, Joel, and Mark Manuelson, did not feel that felt that both of those, the 300,000 is really 220,000. And it is an acceptable range for contract of design. It's not unacceptable, that amount that they're having. It says in the memo. And so that would be 3. That's me, Joel, Director Nicholson. And the only 2 that objected were Liam and Trustee Hopper. And then Rebecca had left the room when we were under discussion. And so somehow between that meeting of the committee and the memo, it was decided that the majority of the committee felt it was insurmountable, which is not correct. At the most, it could be 3-3 at the time. So I do take issue with that. The hours that are going to be put in and the breadth and scope of CEM, on a $20 million design, basically, of a system that's worth $20 million, it is so minute, the difference in the money for the amount of hours and the breadth of experience that this consultant has. I feel very, very strongly that they were the most qualified, as did our department director of DPW. So I don't know where that comment came from. There was 2 others I'm trying to get down to the chart that I take issue with. Maybe there's more information Mark was going to check, but for corrective actions or whatever they're called, it states in the memo that they were above average CFM, and when we interviewed them, that was not the case. So is there information that I missed or that has come in after our committee met? Yeah, above the average. Like, what's the average and where do we get that information?
Okay.
This is Leanne. If I could just respond to that. The memo does not say that it was above average. The memo says it was about average.
Thank you.
Okay.
President Razak, do you have anything else to add to
I
your
have one
comment?
more. I'm sorry, I said 3. So I'm just trying to scroll down to the memo. I apologize that I got on this call. And the third thing was the question that was asked in the RFP about, so when we talk about other things like the positives that were provided by Strand, one of the most positives that was discussed in our committee was that they presented cost-saving alternatives for a different route. That was not asked. The specific question in the RFP, and I hope Director Minos is there because I can't find my notes, but specifically said, here, trying to find it. I can't find it, but specifically asked what all targets were met, if that design actually works, the model works. It didn't ask what you do to get it. And when we followed up in the interviews, we got our answer that of course the other firm would design, different routes. They were looking to the different routes. So I don't think it's fair that was evaluated because both of them said the same thing. One happened to include the proposal, but it wasn't requested to be in there. So, so those are the 2 things I take issue with. But really, going forward, we cannot have memos coming out of committee or with a recommendation when we didn't recommend that sitting in that room. So if this is side conversations, that's fine. But we did go around the table, and it was 3-2 until the memo came out. So, and it was in favor of CSF.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Trustee Carpenter?
Thank you. Sorry, hard to know when I'm recognized. But, I think that there was, and last time I mentioned this differently, but in the Public Works Committee, we had much discussion with Joel and Rebecca to understand the different viewpoints. And so as the committee came out of that committee meeting, voting for Strand, for a variety of reasons. And I definitely understand, I don't know what, reasoning behind, CDM Smith, the cost difference was very great for us to really understand, and commit to the difference between the two, vendors. So that was a big part of our discussion as the Public Works Committee was discussing. We really felt, I mean, it was a really tough decision for us to come to that.
Please don't interrupt.
President Rozak, please hold your comments till the end since we've moved on.
Thank you. Throughout our discussions, we went back and forth, really struggling with that decision, but really felt, it is a big cost difference, and we felt that there were some possibilities of going with Strand over CDM. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Trustee Menta.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to, having been on sat in the committee, that the recommendation from the interview committee was CDM Smith. So the staff recommendation was CDM Smith. And I think we were told that Mark was in favor of Strand, that only 2 people on the committee, Joel and President Rozak, were in favor of CDM Smith. And then Rebecca also looked at both proposals, and she also felt that Strand. So when it was presented to us, it was more like 4-2. So, but the recommendation was CDM Smith. But as Jessica said, we talked about it quite extensively in committee and really asked. We really asked Joel why he was in favor of CDM Smith, and it wasn't like we just flipped a coin. I mean, we did really discuss it.
Thank you. Other Trustee Bachhorst or Maher or Warren, would you like to be heard?
Strand, I thought, on providing alternatives was quite, I was impressed. I mean, the other, Smith, just had the same route. The Strand had taken the initiative to do some initial calculations and the planning, which could save substantial money, and also alternative routes that would cause less disruption to the residents. I just thought, going into this, that somebody who's thinking those issues out ahead of time is good. I know there was some concern that CDM Smith is the engineer for the Edgewood sewer for MMSD, and somehow they would provide some advantage with negotiations if there were needs with MMSD to make changes in the Edgewood interceptor. I think Rebecca did have some conversations following the committee's discussions with MMSD, and they were comfortable that the village could work with MMSD if that was necessary. Although their MMSD is very far along in their process, their design process, and will be providing us, the volume and the information we'll need, and how much we can dump into their new pipes. So, but we should be able to, the village president and the village manager should be able to work closely with MMSD if the need arises for any political negotiations on that. I don't remember the finance director really taking a position. I know he mentioned that, but I don't remember in that last meeting him saying specifically. He did note the price difference and the range of the.
Oh my gosh, I just talked to him and
President Rozak?
agree with him.
President Rozak, please hold your comments.
Thank you.
I'm done.
I'd like to ask Rebecca or Leanne.
I would like to
They're
respond.
the only,
It's not.
they're the staff that are still here with us in the meeting. Is there anything you'd like to add at this time before we hear from Trustee Warren and Trustee Bachhorst? Leanne or?
I respond, as I obviously wrote the memo, My recollection is when we left the second.
I can't hear.
Leanne, could you please repeat?
Sure. My recollection following the second interview was that there were still a number of committee members who asked for some time to digest and think about what we heard that day, myself included. And when I went back to those members, being me, Rebecca, and Mark, who didn't state a preference on that Friday, I wrote the memo based on responses they gave me on Monday or Tuesday of that weekend to their vote. And Mark very clearly said to me that at that point, when the memo was written, Strand was his preference.
Okay, thank you.
I'll wait to respond.
Rebecca, is there anything you want to add? No. Okay. Trustee Warren and Trustee Bachhorst, would you like to be heard?
Trustee Warren, did you want to go?
I don't have anything right now. Sorry, I had a disconnected reconnect, so I'm scrambling here.
Oh, sorry. Trustee Bachhorst.
So what I'm hearing is a couple of things. That Public Works Committee, all three unanimously said Strand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the director, Leanne, our village manager, and our finance director all are going for Strand.
Mm-hmm.
Strand will come to
You
the
can't talk to the finance director.
Strand will come to the tune of $300,000 less in taxpayer money.
120.
So I am having a hard time wondering why we're going to continue this discussion and not go with the recommendation of both committees and of the finance director and of the other members involved.
So it sounds like you're comfortable.
So I am very
supporting
comfortable
the-
with supporting the decision to, at the lower rate, and also with all the discussion we've heard, with all the comments we've heard over the many months and everything else, with continuing and going with Strand.
Okay.
If anything, I would find it very curious if this board decided to spend an additional $300,000 and go against the staff recommendation.
220. Let's get the number right.
Trustee-
220.
Stop interrupting, okay? You're not.
Trustee Bachhorst.
Like,
I
that's
got
not correct.
this. Trustee Warren, not to put pressure on you, you still have time, but you still want
I
to
don't
wait?
have anything to add at this point.
Okay. I would say that I feel comfortable supporting the recommendation of the Public Works Committee. I wonder if, since we've gone around and heard from everybody who's at the meeting, either on the phone or in person, is there anyone that would like to make a motion at this time?
I would make
After I speak just one more sentence, please.
Trustee Mark, did you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I was going to make a motion that move to approval the engineering design services agreement with Strand Associates Incorporated for the southeast area of sewer improvement.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay. Trustee Mark made the motion and Trustee Bachhorst seconded. Is there discussion? President Rozak?
Thank you. I know that the vote is going to go down 60. It sounds like everybody's in support, so I'm not going to belabor this. In the future, I would like, this process was very flawed. You can't have a team. We didn't even have rankings in the memo. We didn't even rank them. We went off separately.
Okay.
President
After
Rozak?
we went around the table.
President
But I'm
Rozak?
just saying, in the future, I do not believe that the village manager's job is to take a selection committee, leave when it's time for discussion, miss the entire discussion, and then come back with a recommendation and misquote the finance director.
President Rozak, I would ask that you submit a memo.
The process needs to be tightened up.
Okay. I would recommend that you submit a memo and then we can have that in a future discussion.
Yeah,
Thank you, I did what I needed to.
I just have a technical question. Do we need to put the dollar amount of the contract in the motion?
Oh, yeah, I was wondering that.
Mike, would you take a friendly amendment to just add in the amount of $785,200, just so the dollar amount is in the motion?
I'm just wondering,
It's $220,000 difference. It was amended after the fact.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good question. Leanne, what is that? What is the actual dollar amount of the contract?
Thank you.
And do we need the dollar amount in the motion?
Yes. Yeah, the active.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
Rebecca?
Leanne, I couldn't hear what you just said.
The actual proposal by Strand was for $705,200. If you look at page 2 of the memo, we made some adjustments for comparison purposes. So we added an additional $25,000 for geotechnical services, an additional $20,000 for potential public outreach, and then about $35,000 for the engineering of the Lake Drive water main, which was not included. I would defer to Attorney Bear, but I think it would be interesting, to include the $785,200 in the motion, as that was not actually the cost of their proposal. There may be a way to add some conditional language that states you're accepting the proposal for $705,200 with additions for geotechnical, public outreach, and Lake Drive water main, with an expected cost of $785,200, but their actual cost was not that amount. And the difference in the two is $300,000. It is not $220,000.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna,
$294,000. I did the math between the two, so it is $294,000. So do we?
I would like to,
We had talked about this.
hold on, President Razak,
Hire these people?
President Razak, please hold. We're gonna ask Nathan about the change in the motion.
About the call-up.
We're discussing the motion at this time, because Trustee Amenta made a good point.
When we put it in the motion, there has to be, I'm asking Director Bushek, because is this going to be sub-consultants? We had talked about that, and if so, then it might need to be in, for Attorney Bear to understand this, it might need to be in their contract amount, up to a certain amount, because we talked about them being direct sub-consultants of the contract, so it can't be separate.
Okay.
A better way to do that might be to approve the proposal as submitted, and then bring back the subcontract and amount for your approval.
So do we have to amend?
But it will be subcontracted.
So I think we should,
Yeah.
if we need
So
to
the
have,
water main will be part of the contract, though.
That is correct. So it's water main does need to be done. So should the health consultant. I mean, this is just crazy. We talked about this in our joint committee, and they did not have all the costs included. So we're going to approve a contract without all the costs included?
Leanne, have you discussed with Strand, have you discussed the additional $35,000 for the water main? And are they okay with that number, or is that just a number you put in?
She just put it in.
No, the Strand said there would be about $35,000. If you looked at it, in the second interview, he came up with the $35,000 figure, the approximate figure.
For all three inputs, he gave us a range of $30,000 to $40,000 for the water main. I split the difference for the purpose of coming up with a single number for the memo. And what about the other two services, the public relations that we absolutely, that all the selection committee said was necessary? How about you come up with
Point of parliamentary procedure here, Attorney Bear.
So is the question on the floor regarding the suggested motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just want to walk backwards. They responded to an RFP with a specific proposal with a number in it, right? And so what we're saying here, the suggested motion is I move approval of the engineering design services agreement with Strand Associates for the southeast area combined sewer improvement. So that would have to be consistent with whatever their response to the proposal was. We can't unilaterally amend the terms and conditions by saying, well, we want extra related to X, Y, and Z, unless there's been some discussion with them on what those numbers are going to be for those additional services that were not covered in the RFP. If you don't put the number in, it'll be approved pursuant to the RFP that was submitted by them.
But Attorney Bear?
Wait, hold on.
If you say that I move approval of the engineering design service agreement not to exceed, and then put a number above that. You know, theoretically, we could go back to them and say, this is what the village board approved. Would you be willing to do these additional services for that amount? But other than that, if you don't put a not to exceed in, it'll just be whatever the response to the request for proposal was.
Okay.
So it sounds like we
Attorney
have,
Bear?
Yeah, yes.
So if that's the case, then it would also apply then correlationally that we should not have, I mean, without a public relations specialist and without those other two components, if we're evaluating this per the merits of the RFP proposal, we would not have selected this vendor. We went back to them, which Leanne had told us was okay to do, and I asked her this specific question, to say, how, you know, like, would you include these, and could they be a sub-consultant? And we kind of modified their RFP response. So if you're saying that those costs, based on what they propose back to us, cannot be included, then I believe they should not even be part of the evaluation. And the evaluation would not have been the same had we not had those three components.
okay, thank you.
I mean, I thought very,
We have-
about her. I mean, we felt very strong.
Well, you talked about, that the village traditionally does contracts directly with the geotechnical firm, so likely we will subcontract with the Strand will tell us how many borings they need, and then we would contract and get bids for the geotechnical work.
Correct.
Public outreach, Strand did mention they have worked with the outreach consultant. It could be in their contract, or we could contract directly with the consultant. The Lake Water Main,
We have,
the Lake Water Main thing was after further discussion and noted that those hours need to be added to the proposal. The earlier suggested change to my motion to say the width of the $705,200 proposal amount plus each of these geotechnical at $25,000 public outreach consultant, $20,000 lake drive water main engineering 35 for up to a maximum of $785,200. I would amend my motion.
Right, I'll still second that.
I think that's the right motion.
So we have-
What I'm saying is, if we don't do it that way, then we shouldn't be evaluating them on those services. That by far CSM would have outweighed them. They had a great public.
Point of parliamentary procedure. Attorney Bear, I have the right to do this, to interrupt discussion for a point of parliamentary procedure. If the chair doesn't recognize the speaker, their speaker doesn't speak. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, theoretically, that's technically the way it's written in chapter 155. We've had a more informal procedure. I would suggest that the best course of action, just so that the public can understand who's speaking, is it would probably be helpful to the public or people watching the video to have the chair recognize specifically. I know it's a little more formal than we've handled it in the past when everybody's been here, but if the chair is recognizing someone when they're speaking, anyone watching or listening on the conference call or watching the video later will at least know who's speaking to the issue. So I know that it's a little more formal, but it might be the best path forward in conjunction with Wisconsin, the purpose and intent of Wisconsin's open meetings laws. If we take our time and recognize individuals as they speak, I think that would be the better.
Thank you.
Okay.
Trustee Warren,
As my second, this is Trustee Martin.
Yes.
My second, as the second of the motion, my motion would accept the amended motion as I stated.
yes. Trustee Blackhorst has seconded that amended motion. And so,
I move to approve of an engineering design agreement with Strand and South Series Combined Sewer improvements for a base amount of $705,200 with condition up to geotechnical work of $25,000, public outreach consultant $20,000, lake drive water main engineering $35,000 for a total maximum amount of $785,200.
Thank you.
Trustee Warren?
Chair?
President Razak, need to hear, to see
I have a
if
question
trustee.
for the attorney, whenever you're ready.
Trustee Warren, is there anything you'd like to add since you haven't spoken yet?
No, I don't think so. I think that, I'm glad to hear the discussion on this matter. Given the cost difference, I'm comfortable with approving, with the amendment, added by trustee Maher.
Okay.
Sure.
Is the, would the, President Razak, you have a question for the attorney?
And then I'd like to.
Thank you. Attorney Bear, if the three things that we're adding into the contract were not proposed by the consultant, is that legal to amend, or should we have been evaluating, and can we evaluate things that are not in the proposal? I have been told, yes, we can go back and ask them, but is that correct?
My opinion is that it's a proper motion.
Okay. For that purpose, trustee Bachor?
I'd like to call the question.
All those in favor of calling the question?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, 7-0 to call the question. So now we are calling voting on the motion on the floor as amended. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Okay, the motion carries 6-1 with President Razak voting nay. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving on to item 9B, consider resolution 2020-02, a resolution declaring a public health emergency in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus. There is a resolution and memo in our packet, correct? In the amended packet?
Correct.
Okay. I'll hand it over to Village Manager Ewald to inform us.
We're just looking to pass the resolution to declare a public health emergency.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, we're looking to pass a resolution to declare a public health emergency.
And the purpose of doing so is to give authorization to request funds that may come available and to also take more proactive measures. Yes?
I would, trustee Maher,
Yes.
I would make a motion to approve resolution 2020-03 declaring a public health emergency in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay. Trustee Bachor is the first second. I would like to say that I just want to commend all the staff and first responders, electeds and volunteers and the community in general, our governmental entities, to rising to the challenges that are before us. This is unprecedented, and I would just like to say thank you. Any other trustee Menta?
I had a question on, who is the emergency management director?
Chief Limmer.
Do we have emergency operations center?
We do not individually as a village, but we are speaking with North Shore Health Department about launching one with the other 7 communities and talking about the framework that would be involved in that this week.
It'll be like in Glendale, or where would it be?
It depends. It'll depend on the needs of the health department specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
President Razak?
trustee, thank you. I'm sorry, I can't hear very well, so I don't know if I'm saying things when people are speaking. I have a couple of just quick additional edits, if possible, in the whereas or at the beginning. If we could include that Milwaukee County has also declared a public health emergency, so we say the state and says, but we don't specifically also say the county. Also, for the EM director going on trustee message, for the emergency management director in consultation with the village manager, to call an emergency, I just got the phone and it's the public health director. I don't know that the police chief can make that call. Is that correct?
The police chief is our emergency management director here, and on this
Yes.
specific case, we take that advisement from the health director on our staff as a part of our team.
Did you say, I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
As a part of our staff and as a part of our team, we would take that direction from the health department.
Oh, you mean specifically on staffing, is that what you're talking about?
Correct. So
Okay.
Chief Nimmer serves as our emergency management director on record with our emergency management plan. In such case, if a pandemic such as this, we would refer and take direction on those items relative to the health director and officer as legally required by statute. And so you'll notice a number of things that they will specifically provide direction on.
Okay. And then I just wanted to let the board know, in case you haven't read, that because we have declared an emergency at the state, and if we do locally, the spending will not, is it true that they've adopted at the state that it will not go against our expenditure level, our expenditure restraint?
That's right.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And this is just declaring the emergency, it's not the personnel policy, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you.
Any other trustees have comments? Trustee Bachman?
I have one more, I apologize. Is the June 16th, the date that what other people are doing their, like the county or is that the agreed upon date for other municipalities and that were in the North Shore and stuff? Or do we just put that as the end date? It's it stay in place until 2 months?
It's, right, at the end. So in those resolutions, you're supposed to specify the amount of time they're to apply to. So we use this 60 days as a liberal construct. Yes, it has been used in multiple other resolutions in other areas.
Okay, thank you.
There's a statutory renewal too.
Okay. Trustee Bachman?
So yeah, I want to say I'm happy we're doing this for a variety of reasons. And I think I sent you guys an email that I was on the phone last night with elected officials from across the country, including Seattle, New York, California, areas with high instances of this. And it was a fascinating call and so much, just, you know, given that we all are so unprepared and even those that were hit, you know, first with the big waves are still feeling heavily underprepared. And so the more municipalities that not only will pass this because it'll help with their funding, but it sends a lot stronger of a signal, and it's something we need to do because I don't feel at the national level that we're being given any or proper guidance. And at the local level, we're volunteers and we don't have staff. So this is helping us tremendously and helping the community. So that's all I have to say about that.
Any other trustees would like to be heard?
Yeah, just thank you to everyone for their efforts here. This is an incredibly taxing situation and something that we hope to never see again. So I think this is a good first and necessary step.
Thank you. Okay, if there are no other comments, we have a motion on the floor and a second, and this is a roll call vote.
Trustee Amenta?
Aye.
Trustee Bachman?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee McKay?
Aye.
Trustee Warren?
Aye.
Trustee Carpenter?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Aye.
President Rosick?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Moving on to 9C, possible consideration of policies regarding A, use of accrued time during quarantine, B, compensation when closing facilities, and C, extended leave. We have an updated